time for Come Share the Joy. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so glad to be with you today. I came back from Fanfare, and I've been gone from my mama for a week, and she's in the hospital, and so many of you have prayed for her. I am now in her room, and I asked if she wanted to go on and say, go on TV, and she said, no, I believe I'll pass. I'm not TV ready. But anyway, I'm here at the hospital with her. I came straight to the hospital, but need to finish up the show and let Chuck put this together because I have met so many wonderful people, and this will probably take several weeks of shows, but I hope you enjoy my new friends and some of my old friends. But it's time to, we just shared the joy of our salvation. It's just like a reunion. Everybody has their booths, and people just come and visit and talk, and I just took advantage of it and did some interviewing. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy the new music. I hope you enjoy their testimonies. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful week. But let's stay tuned. And I thank God, before I go on, for my sponsors at Old Hilliard Plumbing, and that is in Hilliard, Ohio, and that number is 614-777-4206. That's Old Hilliard Plumbing. And I thank God for them, and I just thank God for you. I thank God for the people who are watching and always tuning in. But right now, I want to let you meet my friends. So I'm just going to let them introduce themselves, and we're going to share the joy of our salvation. This is my new friend, my new brother. His name is Dale. Bobby Deal. I got it backwards. Bobby Deal, and they're a family of singers, and you guys, I heard, just took the house down in there.
Thank you so much.
It's good. Fanfare's good, right?
Yeah, it is.
And
yes,
y'all got your feet wet?
Yeah, we're already talking about coming back next year. So.
Awesome. But it's good to have you on my show called Come Share the Joy, and I simply share the joy of my salvation. And wherever I go, I like to talk to people that I know love the Lord.
Yes,
and can we hear a little bit about you and your family?
Yes, ma'am. We're three generations of gospel singers. Sang with my parents for about 20 years when God called my mother home. And my wife and I picked up that mantle that she and my father had carried for about 42 years. We're getting ready to celebrate his 60th year in ministry. So my children have come up singing for God. It's a prayer, answered prayer. I remember being about 16 years old, and I said, God, if you ever allow me to have children, I want to raise them to sing for you. And God has answered my prayers. We've been across the country, so many places I could not name them, but God continues to open doors just like He did here today. And we're excited to be a part of Fanfare this year.
And you have about 15 people that travel with you.
Yes, ma'am. We have a couple vans that we haul folks around.
Yeah.
A band, our family, folks to help us set up.
He's got a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, ma'am.
So tell them some information how to contact you. Somebody may just be listening and say, I want to sow into that ministry.
All right. You can contact us at Facebook. At the Bobby Deal Family Ministries, or my personal page, Bobby Deal, and you can contact us through either one of those. And if you'd love to sow, I tell folks that a lot of people can't go to the places that we go, but when they sow into our ministry, they have part in the lives that are changed forever. And you never know when you get to heaven and someone says, because you gave $5,
yes,
I'm here today. So that's the way ministry is. We're all working together for the kingdom of God, and so.
Awesome. Any ministers? Things? Hey.
I've pastored a church for about 15 years. We still work a full-time job, have 5 children, been married for 26 years. God is so good to us. He keeps opening doors, and we keep walking through them.
I'm going to call the missus over here.
That'll be great.
Come on, y'all. Come on.
She's so beautiful.
Thank
God bless you. So good to have you on the show.
Go, honey. Go. Get in there. Everybody get in there.
Oh, you coming in?
Yo, come on, get in there.
This is Christian. This is my boy. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Christian.
This is my baby boy, Christian. We are part of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina, about 50,000 folks. The largest tribe east of the Mississippi, and the ninth largest in the nation. And we celebrate our culture along with our Christianity, trying to keep those roots alive that our forefathers carried on. And community, church is a big part of the Lumbee culture. And so God is, yes. That's right.
We've got to unite all arms.
That's right.
That's what God will do. All the denominations, all the
That's
differences.
right.
It's got to lay them down and come
Yes.
together as the body of Christ, and then we can head to
That's
heaven.
right. And I told someone earlier when I was his age, you didn't know about denomination. It wasn't talked about, but in the last 20 years, denomination has divided the church. But Ephesians says until we all come into the unity of the faith.
That's it, right
So
there.
when we get together, I believe the Lord will come back
Yes, sir.
and take us out of this
Because
world.
the head's over here, and the tail's over here, and the foot's over here.
We got to come together. That's
We
right.
got to.
We got to come
God
together.
bless you. I just love you all.
Yeah, thank you so
And I
much.
just want to know more about you.
All right. All right.
We'll stay in tune.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be in
God
touch.
bless you. What's your name again? My little grandson's 4 years old, and he told me the other day, he said, Granny,
All right.
so Lord,
That's wonderful. Yeah, train them up.
train him up. That's what the word says. Well, God bless you on
Bless
your
you.
travels, and
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
So much. Blessings
God
to
bless.
you as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
To receive worship with us tonight, as we sing this song, amen.
Standing in rain and down out to the sky.
Anybody need a blessing tonight? Oh, just lift your hands to Him tonight. Amen.
Though I'm feeling nothing else could ever
me, I'm sitting here with my new friend, this cowboy right here. Could not remember his name until he said Bill. Like those things that come in the mail. I'll never forget your name, Bill.
Yeah.
That got me.
Yeah, my wife says, now Bill, and I say, don't bill me, baby. I'm broke. I can't afford to pay.
He's a hoot.
That or I tell her, hey, don't bill me. You're the one's got all the money.
He is definitely a cowboy.
Have been all my life.
I know it. And it's so mannered. Yes, ma'am, he'll say. This is Southern, but I love it. But you have a song that really, I mean, and you said it charted a long time ago. But Grace 100 Proof. That's amazing. I loved it. But I love your voice. I love your style. He's very country. And won't you just sing it? Can you sing a line or two or something?
Hey, just sing 2 phrases.
Bottles, barroom, old country dance tunes, it's true to say nightlife ain't a good life, but it was mine, placed high in the darkness, held me so tight. Yeah,
He's good. He's good. And he loves the Lord with all
I
his
do
heart.
indeed.
You're an amazing man. Tell us where you live and what you're doing.
I live in Hilton, Oklahoma, and it's Healdton. You can't live in Hilton without being
It's
Hilton.
not like
There you go. So anyway, I live in Hilton, Oklahoma. Down close to the Red River, Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah?
And I travel about, I'll get 65, 70 dates in a year. Most of the time I travel with full 5-piece band.
Yeah.
And we love traveling, sing, see people get saved, see people come forward for prayer, just whatever, you know. I did 7 years of jail ministry. I go into the county jail once a month, and man, I met some real musical inspiration while I was there. And I wrote some songs out of some of those stories, you know. But this Grace 100 Proof song, I'll tell you about it. The way I wrote this song was I was in a cowboy church, and this preacher got up after we'd sang, and he said this. He said, in spite of me, he saved my soul. And I thought, man, that needs to be in a song. And so I went home, and I sat down in my recliner, and I got my guitar, and I started writing. And I wrote this song, and it's about somebody in a bar room that gets saved, gives their heart and their life to Jesus. And the devil got on my shoulder, and he said, ain't nobody gonna like that. That's too worldly. That's too secular. Nobody's gonna like it. And he even told me, he said, the people in your band ain't gonna like that song. You better not do that. And I played that song, or I sang it a cappella for them in the backseat of the pickup, going to play one night, and they said, man, I love that. I love that. And so it was a short time later we got invited to the church where my grandma went as a boy, and I would go with her. And it's a great old big church. Seat about 2,500 people, big chandeliers, burgundy carpet. You know the kind, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, they ain't never going to invite us old hillbilly country people back here again. And I said, we'll just give them all we got. And I sang that song. When I come to that hook, I turned off the Jim Beam and turned on John 3:16. That preacher's down on the front row, and I heard him say, amen, above all that big old sound system and everything else. And I thought, man, we've got a song. And then I went to ICGMA, and I sang it with just me and a guitar. And Dan Duncan liked it. And I remember Chuck Hancock and James Payne sitting backstage when I come off stage and singing, and I don't remember which one of them was, but one of them reached up, they both said good job. One of them reached up and shook my hand and didn't turn loose of it and said, man, I wish I'd have thought of that. And that's a high compliment. There's 2 incredible songwriters right there. And, you know, oddly enough, I tell people this all the time, I grew up liking country music. And, you know, when you think George Strait, you think Amarillo by Morning. And that was never a #1 song. And when you think Mark Chestnut, you think Too Cold at Home. Never a #1 song. And Grace 100 Proof, though it's the most popular and requested song I got, it was never a #1 song.
How about that?
And so I said, you know, that puts me in some pretty good company.
I love this fella. He's my new best friend from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been there all my life.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
So how long have you been going to church?
Oh, I was raised in church. My mama was a preacher. My grandma preached. And I didn't always live right, you know. I had my time sowing my oats and stuff. But one night on a dark road, I'd been to church. I always went to church, even though I wasn't living there. I was on my way home. I was about 20 years old, and maybe 21. and I was driving. It's like God opened the door and got my pickup. And I can't explain what happened on that road, that highway that night. But I give my heart and my life to Jesus, and I never looked back. And you know, I had some success in the worldly musical arena. You know, played with a lot of big names, did a lot of cool stuff. But you know, God that night changed my life and put a beautiful woman in my life. We got married. We've been married 18 years. We got a 7-year-old boy.
Yeah.
We pastored 2 churches, one of which we started and was there 9 years. You know, I kind of thought music had run its course. I thought, you know, I was an old guy. I wasn't ever going to get to play music. You know, because prime, you know, is everything. You got to be in the prime, got to be in the prime.
Yeah.
And, you know, I always tried on my own. I even tried gospel music on my own after I saved. And I have what amounts to a set of bad demos. But Mary Faye Jackson heard one of them, and she said, I know a guy that put that song out on the radio. And so she had Randall Wilds call me. And Randall called me, and he said, Mary Faye says this is a good song. And what I do now versus what I did then is horrible. But it was a good song. And Randall said it to the radio, and it charted at number 81. 81 was my number. That's the year I was born.
Oh, okay.
I've got an 81 Lincoln Continental, all original. And 81's kind of my number, so it hit there. And I ran that course for a while, and that opened some doors, having a song on chart, different stuff. And then I went and made this record, and I got with Tommy Smith at the Candy Creek record. And Tommy's been promoting it now, and you know, I always said all my life, I started writing songs when I was 16. I said I'd like to have one number one song. That's all I ever wanted. And I really didn't even care if I ever recorded it. If somebody else recorded it.
Right.
To me, I like being a songwriter. I'm a songwriter first.
Yeah.
And then I'm a singer.
You're a good
And
singer.
but I like writing, and I said if I could just have one number one. Oddly enough, there's a song on this album called Turn to Jesus. And when I got ready to release my 3rd song with Tommy, he said, what do you want to release? And I said, Jesus and Soldier. And they said, no, I don't think so. He said, there's too many patriotic songs. I said, what do you think I'll release then? He said, Turn to Jesus. I said, man, I don't even play that song on my live set. And he said, you should, it's a good song. And I said, well, we talked about it, and I said, man, that's what I pay you big money for. I said, we'll release it. So he released it. And it started kind of down there at the bottom, just like I figured it would. And I thought, yeah, this ain't gonna get no traction. And then it started moving, and it started moving quick. And once it started moving, and it got inside the top 50, and I told my band, I said, we might ought to learn this song.
Might start singing this.
Might start singing this song. I said it to the radio and still wasn't there. And so we learned it. Well, then it jumped from like 49 like into the 30s. I mean, it like way up in the 30s. And so it made a good jump. And then it jumped again, and it was on up there in the teens. It skipped the 20s altogether, I think. Then it jumps up, and it's like number 7. And then it went to number 2. And I said, you know, they don't ever go from number 2 to number 1. That just don't happen. That's not the trend. That's not what happens in the charts. And I was driving down the road, and I got a text message from Randall Wilds. I still get a little bit emotional about it. But I got a text message that said, congratulations, your song's went on.
Woo!
And I was like, I couldn't hardly. So I was driving to meet my wife for lunch. And my wife walks in the restaurant, and I'm all red-eyed and crying. And she said, what's wrong with you? And I just slid the phone across the table, and she's like, yay! And I'm like, and I'm over here, I'm a ball of emotions, you know what I mean? That's really, truly, it was all I ever, as a songwriter, and God gave me a desire in my heart, you know, and it was awesome, and man, it's opened so many doors for us. Our latest single is off this new album, Rodeo Revival, which is a ministry. Really and truly. We traveled rodeos across South Oklahoma, North Texas. I made it my goal when I cut this record to give away 1,000 copies of rodeos. We exceeded that. Praise the Lord. And the new single is off of it, and it's called Pray for the Cowboy. And the Pray for the Cowboy song, that can be edited.
Yeah, I know. I know she got somebody that does that good.
Anyway,
But
the
you're
new single was off this Pray for the Cowboy, or off this Rodeo Revival record, and it's called Pray for the Cowboy. And we weren't sure about it. We said, or it was said, there's not that many people interested in rodeo. I got bad news. The Cowboy's the last living American hero there is. I walk in places and cowboy hat and little kids look at me and say, there's a cowboy.
Yeah.
And traveling out here, somebody said, I like your hat, and it really is. And so that song, I released it, and I said, I want to release it because that's the kind of people I reach.
Yeah.
That's the kind of people I minister to. And that song's done really, really well, I have to tell you. So we're excited about it. Me and my good friend Kim Keith, she cut that with me. Kim's don't have any albums out. She's never cut a record. She's a great praise and worship leader, and I invited her to sing on that song. So anyway, that's kind of my life and my story in a nutshell. I don't like to dwell too much on the battle. I want to give God all the praise and glory for everything that He's done in my life.
And how can these people get a hold of you?
You can reach me at 580-276-8088, or you can find me on Facebook at Bill Baker Music or Bill Baker and Country 316. You can put in the hashtag Grace100Proof with my name and it'll come up. You can also see a video. We were blessed to make a very professional music video for Grace100Proof, and you can look that up on YouTube. Just look
And
up
you're
Bill
gonna send
Baker,
that to me, and I'll put it on the show.
Grace100Proof. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea.
God bless you. And you have got, hey, this cowboy, I love this boy. Bill, pay your bill.
That's right, Bill Baker. Yeah, you bet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on there.
So, too.
Yeah, bless you. Hey guys, what y'all say we do that Grace 100 Proof tune?
Kick us off.
Okay, 2, 3, 4. A bottle and a barroom and no country dance tunes. It's true what they say. The nightlife ain't a good life, but it was my place to hide in the darkness that held me so tight. I was sitting on a bar stool reading captions on a TV. It was like they were talking about me, and the silence was sudden when I started praying the night that I found the Lord. And I turned off the Jim Beam and turned on John 3:16, traded my wrecked life for a new. No longer in sin's chains, praise God, I've been changed. I found grace 100 proof. Well, I sit and wonder how and then why did I ever live this long? But God had a purpose, He had a time, and He had a plan for my life. In spite of me, He saved my soul, and He forgave what I could never forget. He washed me in His blood, He wrapped me in His love. Now that's a night that I won't ever forget. When I turned off the Jim Beam and turned on John 3:16, traded my wrecked life for a new. I got something else I'd like to talk to you about.
Go with me today as I go on my way. Guide my feet, hold my hand, help me stand. The cares of this world sweep over my soul. Keep me safe till the storm passes by. When the storm clouds arise, please walk close to my side. Through the years you've been so good to me. As I go on my way, help me never to stray. Lord, go with me till the storm passes by. No one's gone on before, so now I'll walk through that door, and to be with my Lord forevermore. When we restore goodbye as I sail through the sky, keep me safe till the storm passes by. So good to me. As I go on my way, help me never to stray. Lord, go with me till the storm passes by. Lord, go with me till the storm passes by. Amen. We are in a storm in this world. He'll be with us through it all. Because He is Lord. Who is He? Who is God? Let me tell you who He is. First thing I'm going to tell you He is, and then I'm going to tell you it's to Debra Schultz. Praise the Father. From the start of time, You spoke this world into place. You formed the ocean, the winds and the waves, and You placed the sun high on display. Creator of all men, You know each of us by name. You are the beginning and the end, and You are my Savior, my friend. You are my provider, my strength. You are my joy, my peace within. And when I speak Your name, You're always right there. You're everything I need. You are. In my darkest moments, it was You who rescued me. You grabbed my heart, held me tight, said You would never leave. Through every heartache, every trial and in between, You are more than enough. Lord, You're my everything. 'Cause You are the beginning and the end. everything I need. You Let me take you to Jesus. Let me open up the Word of God and show you how real that He is. Tonight, if you don't know Him as your Savior, I pray that you make that decision to say yes to Jesus. Thank you, Father. I can see in your eyes the struggles of each day. You feel there's no more strength for the battles that you face. But I have good news for you. There's a friend you should meet. He will speak to your mountains. They will crumble at your feet. Let me take you to Jesus. Come and go with me. He will bear all your burdens if you just believe. When you call out His name, just like He promised, you will never be the same. Let me take you to Jesus. I know the spring I've been there too. Jesus brought me out. He will do the same for you. You don't have to stay there. You can be made free. Just take that first step. You will find victory. Let me take you to Jesus. Come and go with me. He will bear
Thank you for tuning in once again. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm sure you did, because these people are amazing. So much talent, and I thank God for them. I thank God for new friends. I thank God for my old friends. I thank Him for you who tune in. But today you may have a need. You may have a prayer request. You know that I have a team waiting just to get to pray for you. So please don't hesitate. If you just call 304-687-3579, or you can reach me at deborahdd@suddenlink.net, or you can reach me at www.debraschultzministries.com. Until next week, God bless you, and thank you once again. Bye.